Hello mate, and welcome back to another sort of devlog type of video. In this one I am now looking at creating unlockable events, unlockable repeatable events more importantly. So I've still got my big dialogue talk to function up here that when you click on the different things will happen. And as you can see, I've got a dialogue list which is filtered using a lambda filter that checks to see if there are any labels which begin with DG underscore and then have NPC name and chapter in them. So for example, DG underscore Anna underscore 0, and then the text that we're actually going to put in the menu is followed by there. So that's kind of the format that I'm using to set out the kind of dialogues that happen when you're in individual parts of the storyline. But what I want to do now is have actions or options that are going to go in the something else menu that will be unlockable and repeatable. So once you've unlocked a certain event, you can just do it as many times as you want. The type of game that I'm writing now, though, there's no stat gains based on the number of times you do an action. So, you know, it's purely for entertainment purposes. If you want to do something over and over again, there's no real benefit to it other than just your own amusement. So it doesn't really matter if somebody were to do that. So as you can see here, we've already got if something else, and then we put the back option there. So all we have to do is put something in this space here that will enable us to check to see if we have any something else repeatable actions. So what I can actually do is I can just rip that line from there and I can stick it in here, and I can change that to SE if I wanted to, but this doesn't really afford us the ability to check for unlockable events, and also I don't want my unlockable events to be bound to what chapter we're in. So I'm actually going to remove that section from there and get that from there, but I will have to put some kind of number in this space or something. But all we're doing is checking if it starts with, so we can do that, something else, and then the NPC name, and then we can have whatever gubbins afterwards we want that will enable us to decipher between different events. But for now, this would work. But what I want to do is I want to be able to unlock these. So I'm going to have a list. So in my defaults, where I've got something else, I also need to put in unlock repeatables or something like that. And then that's just going to be an empty list like that at the moment. Or I can also just do that to make it an empty list, either or really, and then we're going to just copy that. Okay, so now what I need to do is we need to go through the dialogue list in dialogue list, and if dialogue is in our unlocked repeatables, then we need to break the list or the name down using basically this, like that. And I can just basically paste that in here, so we can say temp string equals dialogue dot split. And then we're going to split that. So basically taking out the bit at the end that's going to be separated with 2 underscores. That's what we're doing here. So we're splitting it into 2 halves. Then we're going to take the second half and we're going to break it down by splitting it from underscores. Because if you look at this here, where I've got hi Anna there's an underscore in there at the moment. So we're taking those underscores out and then we're rejoining them and using spaces instead. And then we're just going to paste in there. Dialogue is going to be the label name, and temp text is going to be what the menu option is. So now I can have as many repeatable dialogues as I like, provided they begin with SE and the NPC name, and then they are then in my unlock repeatables list, then they will appear in my menu. Now, I'm not going to have hundreds and hundreds of these. I'm going to have maybe 2 or 3 per character. So there's no real risk of my menu becoming overcrowded. But it's quite simple. So if I wanted to now make a label, it would be se_Anna_, let's say 01. That's largely irrelevant. This number is purely there so that I can have multiple labels. This doesn't get taken into account in that algorithm that we just wrote at all. And then we can just say hi Anna again, or something like that. Or I don't know, let's say it's a repeatable action, we can just say hug Anna instead, and then we'll just have you hug Anna. Some text appears there. In fact, we'll do it this way purely because I want the continue button to be a thing. So we'll just do that. Control X that. Paste that in there like so. And then have a return. And now when I load the game now, this isn't going to currently be available because it's not in the unlocked events. So what I will do is I'll actually put in there unlocked repeatables like so, and I also need to add that to my global list before I forget. And now I can say in my Ren'Py code unlock repeatables append, and then we just have to add the name of this label. Oh, don't want to do that. We'll see that like that. So now if I run my code, fingers crossed I haven't made a mistake there. Oh, I have actually made a mistake. I forgot to change that for there. A tabbing error. So let's try that again. There we go, we hit start. So currently we click on that, and if we go into the something else, there's nothing there. We go back. So if I go through the hi Anna, this is a test, close that, and then we come back and I go into something else now, and now we get a list index out of range error. So I'm going to have to fault find that. But basically temp string 1 is split. So we're getting list index out of range on a temp text. What's temp string? Which is this bit. So we are splitting our if the dialog is in unlocked repeatables, then we get our temp string dialog split. So let's just have a look at the name there, and that's what I've done. I forgot to put 2 underscores in that title. So now we run it again. Try that again. As you can see, if we go into something else, currently there's nothing in there. So if I run the hi Anna and then I come back into it and I go something else, and currently it's still not appearing in there, which means I've obviously overlooked something there as well. But that's basically part of the process. Something else is not in there, so let's go and find out what's going on. So that is now in our unlock repeatables because it's done the check, and we've inserted that into there, and that is because I forgot to change the name on that one as well because I'm a pillock. So let's just get rid of that, and we'll reload it again, and we'll do it properly this time. So there we go. Check that it's not there. It's not there. Go through the hi Anna dialog, then bring it back. Something else, and there you go. Now hug Anna has appeared in there, and that is a repeatable action. I can do it over and over again, and it's not going to do anything. So that's that done. Cool. Happy days. Right, thanks very much for watching that, guys. I hope you found that useful. Let me know what you think in the comments below and all that jazz. And I'll speak to you again soon. But until then, you take damn good care of yourselves, alright? Bye-bye.